Welcome again then to this next video, Driving Without Drama. I will just mention I'm having a little bit of a problem with my internet at the moment. So sometimes if I reply to your comments, it'll be Colin Tyler, that's my name, Colin Tyler. Sometimes your comment will go, well, most of your time your comment's going to go to Driving Without Drama. If you get an answer from Colin Tyler on the comments section, that's me. It's still Driving Without Drama. So today we're going to look at stinker number 10, Garretts Green stinker number 10. And I'm going to divide this into two, 10A and 10B, two separate videos, because there's quite a bit of time involved and I don't want to make it too long. What we're going to be looking at today is what are called spiral roundabouts. And the one we're going to, I think, will come up on a number of the tests. Pretty sure about this, even though I don't know exactly where all the tests go, and I'll have more to say about that later perhaps, or in the next video. I'm pretty sure that the roundabout we're going to is on a number of the tests from a number of directions. Now, it's what I call a regular roundabout in as much as there are 4 exits, so I'm planning to deal with 2 of them today and the other 2 next time. What is a spiral roundabout? How does it differ from ordinary ones? Well, a spiral roundabout usually has lane lines springing out or sprouting out, if you like, from the roundabout itself. On an ordinary roundabout, you might have 2 lanes, for example, and they'll just be 2 lanes all the way around the roundabout. But on a spiral, as you move on to the roundabout, depending on which exit you're going to take, you've got to look out for the lines that sprout out of the roundabout, as it were. And what I'm going to do first is just show you that on this roundabout up here. And I'll just show you that just the once, and then I'll explain the procedure so you know what to be looking for and when to be moving over and so on. And once you get that procedure, it's pretty straightforward because the roundabouts all tend to follow the same pattern. So spiral roundabouts, 4 exits on the one we're going to. We're going to do with 2 today, and it's just a little way around the corner. This is not it here, but you could get this roundabout on your test. And I will mention, as we're heading down to this roundabout as well, should you be brought this way and you pass this garage here on your left hand side, watch out for your speed down this hill. We're driving down towards the spiral roundabout, and my pupils nearly always go too fast down here. This is a 30 limit. So be careful if you come down here, keep an eye on your speed, don't exceed 30. Now at the bottom of the hill, a little way ahead, a couple 300 yards, 400 yards, we're going to turn right at the spiral. It's going to be the 3rd exit. Turning right at the spiral, it's going to be the 3rd exit. Now if you're coming to a roundabout and you're turning right, and there's more than one lane, you always take the right hand lane for your turn, unless road markings indicate otherwise. But I would think always, road markings or no road markings, if you're going right at a roundabout, you want to be on the right. So I'm keeping towards the grass in the centre, mirrors and signal for the turn. I'm taking the 3rd exit. The lane is marked with a right only arrow, so watching the traffic on the right here for my opportunity. I'm taking the 3rd exit on the right, close to the roundabout to begin with. Now you'll see a lane line coming out the roundabout here, so I'm cancelling my signal and moving out with that lane line on my right and following it around. Now I'm not taking the next one, so no left signal yet. I'm taking the one after, so mirrors, left signal, exit on the left. Worth it checking your right mirror as well in case somebody tries to cut you up on the right there. So I hope you can see that on the camera, that lane line coming out from the roundabout itself. Now what we'll do this time is we'll go back down there and I'll explain on the way and then through the roundabout how you should position yourself depending on which exit you want to take. And it's fairly straightforward really. If you're going to take the 3rd exit, let's say, like I just did, the line will come out before the 2nd exit. So the line doesn't come out before the exit you want, it comes out before the exit before that. So if you want the 3rd, the line sprouts to the roundabout before the 2nd. If you want the 2nd exit, the light sprouts before the roundabout before the 1st. If you want the 1st, then you just keep to the left to take the 1st left turn. So this is an ordinary roundabout here, no lane lines coming out of the roundabout. Checking my mirrors, indicating left to come off. And now we're heading back down to the spiral. Now what you might be asked to do here, there's a great chance of this on your test. You could be brought down here and your examiner will say, at the roundabout, I'd like you to take the road ahead, it's the second exit. Well, it's a spiral, then the line will come out the roundabout before the first exit. So we're looking for that pretty much. The next exit after this, of course, will be the first. And it's going to come out before that, so we're more or less going to go straight into the centre here. So I'm taking the road, the lane that's marked for the centre. The lane line is coming out of the roundabout just on my right, so I take the centre position here, and this will position me correctly for the second exit. Checking the mirrors, rear and left, signal to come off, coming into a 50 clearway. Clearway means no stopping, that's the red cross on the blue background, and we're in a 50. So we'll put our foot down a little bit here. The examiner, of course, will not tell you it's a 50. Look out for the signs coming up a roundabout or your speed limit, as I've said in earlier videos. Next roundabout we're taking the first left. It's not a spiral, but even if it was, the first left is the first left, so you just keep on the left all the way through by the curve. Keeping an eye on traffic on the right, looking for my space, trying to match my speed with the guy approaching on my right. So I could just slot in behind him. Now the next roundabout I'm going to go left. We'll have the garage that we saw earlier on my left as I turn. I'm going to go down that hill again. So you can see the petrol station just through the trees on the left, and the Costa and so forth. Okay, so I'm doing 30. We're coming down that hill again I mentioned earlier on. We're going to come down to the spiral in a moment, and again I'm going to take the third exit on the right. Therefore, the arrows, the lane lines that we're looking for will come out from the roundabout before the second exit. I want the third, so the lines come out on the exit before that, that is before the second. So pretty much almost when I'm out on the roundabout, I should go straight towards the roundabout itself, but I'll be looking out for that lane line coming out before the second. So I'm turning right, so it's mirrors, rear and right mirrors, right signal, keeping close to the grass on the right, looking across the roundabout, safe to keep going. I'm in the correct lane here. So we're going to pass the first exit without coming out. But as we approach the second, we'll see the lines coming out, so now you cancel your right signal. Follow that line out on your right, keep in your lane here. Keep strictly to your lane, don't signal left until you've passed the second exit, and now mirrors on left signal to come on. So I'll do both of those exits again, and then we'll try another direction. Roundabout at the top of the hill here is an ordinary regular roundabout, 4 exits. It's not a spiral. Checking my mirror. I'm letting the hill take my speed off here, save the brakes. Right signal for my exit, watching the traffic of course. Incoming. Keeping close to the roundabout for the right turn. Past the first exit, passing the second. I'm doing full circles, so I'm going to pass the third as well, so keeping over by the roundabout. Third exit coming up, checking my rear mirror now, and left mirror now, and left signal to move across to exit. Bus driver, that's seen me, good lad. Keep over on the left, signal off. So back down to the spiral, which we did a few moments ago. I'm taking the second exit, so the lane line will come out from the roundabout that I want before the first. So that means before the very first exit I get to, I'm going to be thrown out. If I was on the roundabout, I'd be thrown out before that. So I shall move straight into the centre here to be in position for what from here is the second exit. So mirrors, rear and near signal, mirrors, sorry, and signal left. Sorry. There were dog's dinner there. Okay, we're in the centre lane. For the next exit, mirrors, left signal. Coming off left, clear way, 50 miles an hour, keeping to the left hand lane if possible, and giving it some welly. In like a lamb, out like a lion, picking up speed on the exit from the roundabout, up to 15, I'm going to take 5. 5th gear that is. Roundabout ahead, again just an ordinary roundabout, 5 exits off this one. It's a regular roundabout, it's not a spiral. Going left, first exit, rear left mirror, left signal. Getting the speed off early so I've got time, a moment of calm to look to the right, decide what I'm going to do, and I can keep moving. Coming into a 30, backed on amber, somebody been killed here. 4 exits off the roundabout, again not a spiral, I'm taking the first left. Checking the mirror, rear and near mirrors, that's the left side mirror is a near mirror. Signalling for vehicle ahead, vehicle on the roundabout, clear to go. Keep it well to the left. So back on that slope again now, as I say, make sure you do 30 if you come down here. And again, once more at the bottom of the hill, we're going to take the right turn. It'll be the 3rd exit. So we're looking for the lane lines coming out from the roundabout before the 2nd exit, and we're going to follow those out. And as you begin to move out following that lane line, you'd put your right signal off because your car is now moving towards the left. So you don't want a right signal on while you're moving out towards the left. So once you get to the lane line, springing off the roundabout, put your right signal off as you move towards, or just before you move towards the left. Mirrors then, rear and right mirror, signalling right for the 3rd exit. It says MRD Ave on the road, that's a short course for the avenue we're going to go up. But I don't think you need to worry too much about that. Onto the roundabout, before the first exit, so it's not this one here, it's the next one. So we'll see it coming off just now, mirrors, signal off, out to the centre. Following the lane around, keeping strictly between the lines, rear and near mirrors, signal left to exit. So we'll approach the roundabout now from a different direction and following the same principle. You can always leave a comment, of course, in the comments box if any of this is not clear, and I'll perhaps clarify it in the next one. It's not complicated once you get used to it, it just sounds a bit complicated when I'm giving the instruction, I'll confess. Okay, going right, I'm going full circle here, keeping over by the roundabout. Full circle is the 4th exit, I'm just passing the 1st, approaching the 2nd. Nobody knows where I'm going, I've got my right signal on. I'm coming up to 3rd, I'm going to go past that as well. Now as I think about moving over to the left to come off, check my rear mirror, the left mirror. There's a car on my left, I'm going to make sure he knows I'm coming up, because you get these nut jobs that try and pass you on the left when you're coming up a roundabout. You must check that left mirror. The person behind me was going for it, and I had to just get my signal on a little bit earlier. So we're going to do a different one this time. I'm going to go first left at this roundabout. You may perhaps be asked to do that. Of course it's straightforward whether it's a spiral or otherwise. First left is just move to the left if you can. So mirrors, rear and near, signalling left for the first exit, taking the left hand lane, looking across to the right. I've got time to go here. So keeping on the left to come off first exit. Take the centre of the road here, there's nothing approaching, and the camber means there'll be less water in the middle. If you come to a big puddle on your test, go round it if it's safe. If you have to go through it, lose speed. If you throw up a big wave, you're going to get a fault. If you soak anybody, you're going to fail. So great big puddles like that, if you can get out to the centre, make sure it's safe and go out to the centre. But if you can't, then you need to slow down so you're not making a great big wave, because I believe you will get a fault for making the wave, and you will fail if anybody's on the footpath and you soak it. It's a cheap show for them, I admit, but it's a failed test for you. Okay, we're coming off, and at the next roundabout I'm going to turn right. This one's not a spiral, it's got 5 exits, and I'm taking the 4th, which is on the right. Limit here on approach is 30, but notice as we come up to the roundabout, we've got 50 signs. So rear and right mirrors, right signal, right position for a right turn. Remember, 4th exit we're taking. I'm going to slip in behind the Mini. I don't know why they call it Minis anymore, they're as big as the other cars. The Minis used to be Minis, but there you go. Okay, keep it over on the right, taking the 4th exit. I'm just passing the 2nd, approaching the 3rd. As I get close to 3rd, I'm going to start checking my rear and left mirrors to come off, left signal, to leave the roundabout exit 4. Again, I've got somebody thinking about coming down my left side. Keep it on the left, and we're heading down to the spiral. This is 50, so we'll get foot down. Now your examiner may say to you, turn right at the roundabout. Once the instruction is given, check your mirrors and move over as soon as you can, because he will give you instructions in good time. So once he's given the instruction, look in your mirror straight away to see if you can move over. Okay, coming to the spiral, I'm taking the 3rd exit, so the line I want will come out before the 2nd. Checking the mirrors, rear and right signal to exit, coming into a 30. That's on amber. So again, a fatality here. Clear on the right. So I'm coming off before the 2nd exit, so this time I get over by the roundabout. Now I'm looking for the lane line coming off now before the 2nd exit. There it is, following it out, right signal off, following it out. Rear and near mirrors, signal left to leave. Keeping over on it. You see how the line just guides you where you want to be. So I just want to repeat that. If you come down that hill, and you might on your test, and the pupils do this a lot, I say to them, turn right at the roundabout, and the roundabout's 300 yards away, so I'll give them lots of time to do it, and they'll drive on another 200 yards and then find they can't move over. I would suggest as soon as you get the signal, the instruction from your examiner, turn right, check your mirrors, and if it's clear on the right, move over, because the longer you leave it, the more the risk that somebody's going to come down that 2nd lane, that right hand lane, and you won't get over. So following the instruction, mirror straight away, move over if you can. As I say, the examiner will give you instructions in good time, and therefore if you move over just after his instruction, you're moving over in good time. Going right, 3rd exit, not a spiral, just an ordinary roundabout, keeping close to the roundabout then here. Mirrors, left signal to come off, following the white van. I'm going to take that last turning again, going right at the spiral. This is not a spiral up here. Turning right, checking the mirrors, coming into a 50, right signal. Keeping on the right, 4th exit I'm taking. I'm going to drop to 3rd, check across the right, somebody inbound. I'm okay. Back on the gas. Keeping close to the roundabout for the right turn, 4th exit, passing the 1st, approaching the 2nd. Passing the 2nd, approaching the 3rd. Now as I start to get close to 3rd, I'm going to begin to check my rear mirror and my mirror. Can I move left? Yes I can. Signal for the car behind. If you can take the left, try and do so. If you're not sure about, some guy may be planning to come past you on the left, then come off the roundabout on the right. Okay, we're in a 50, so give it a bit of welly. It's clear at the moment. I want to go right, so I'm moving over and I'm taking it up to 50. Get over early if you can, it makes it much easier. Roundabout turning right, spiral, 3rd exit. The line I want will come off before the 2nd exit. So I'm going to be on the roundabout as I pass the 1st. Mirrors, rear and right mirror, right signal. Bringing the speed down to 30 to meet it at 30. All cleared on the right, so I go over to the roundabout this time, because this is the 1st exit. That will be too early to come out. But if I want the 3rd exit, it comes out before the 2nd. The 2nd is coming up, so I'm looking at the roundabout now. Where's the line throwing me out? Here it is. Signal off. follow it out. I've taken the right signal off because I've just moved to the left, keeping in by the lane line here on the right and following it off. Check the mirror to exit the roundabout and change gear. So there we are, that's the first dose of spiral roundabouts. I hope that's helpful. If you go somewhere you've never been before, you don't know whether the roundabout's a spiral or not. Basically, you've just got to look out for the lane lines coming off the roundabout. If you know what exit you want, you'll know where the lane lines are going to appear. If there aren't any, you'd probably keep closer to the roundabout a little bit longer if you're taking it right. So that's Garretts Green stinker number 10A, spiral roundabouts, and the next one will be 10B, also spiral roundabouts, but we'll be going in a different direction. Thanks for watching.